No, I'm not going to get rid of my Xbox or anything crazy like that. I think that would be foolish given all things that we know. But I will say that Microsoft has actually convinced me to buy a PlayStation 5 Pro. It wasn't something that I was really considering for a long time. I've been kind of on the record about that. I just, it wasn't kind of my thing. I already have a PS5 Slim, so it wasn't something where I was like, oh my God, I got to get a PS5 Pro. But, looking at some of the leak specs and things like that, it's kind of easy to see that, it's a nice little platform. It's going to be quite a powerful platform for the next few years. And even though Sony is doing like some of the multiplayer games day and date with PC, I don't see them doing a situation where they are going to put their single player stuff on there. And they're going through a rough time with their exclusives right now, like the big first party stuff. But again, I don't think that'll always be the case. And then if Xbox games are going to PlayStation anyway, what's it really matter? You know what I mean? So we kind of have this weird situation where it honestly doesn't matter. And, Microsoft, at the end of the day, are going to do what they think is best for themselves. And if they think putting their games on PlayStation is going to be best for them, then that's what they're going to do. And it seems like that's what they're going to do. Obviously I already reported a little bit on the whole Jez Gordon thing. We heard back before previously announced games heading to PlayStation back in March. Christopher Dring of Game Industry Biz said that publishers are not only losing interest in supporting Xbox for their games, but there are plans to bring the majority of the titles over to rival platforms. Recently, Microsoft revealed that Xbox games were dominating the PlayStation Store top 25. That probably looks very attractive to like a boardroom and to people like that. I think that it probably does. To be honest with you, when it comes to what Microsoft is trying to do, they've always done this as far as I can remember. They push this agenda, hey, we're the good guys, we're this, we're that, but I've never in my life seen Microsoft be more quiet than they are right now, which is very damning to say the least when it comes to Xbox in general. Usually Microsoft can't wait to run their mouth. They're blabbing about this, blabbing about that. It gets kind of crazy, and now they're just all of a sudden quiet, and you can just tell that there's stuff going on in the background that they don't want us to kind of know or talk about. The unfortunate, I think the really unfortunate thing is, and I get it that not everybody is going to care about this. I haven't gone full pony or anything like that. I still have my Xbox Series X. It just kind of is what it is. But you sort of wonder, is it worth buying like the third-party stuff on Xbox anymore when almost all the games are playing better on PlayStation, and then a PS5 Pro, of course, will play all the games better. So that is sort of what we're looking at right now. And where this kind of all leads to, I'm not really sure. I'm just going to take it kind of day by day. I'm still enjoying my video games, having a good time gaming. But if there is something that crops up and, and I'm not happy with any platform, I'm perfectly content with just playing my games and doing the things that I've been doing on my other consoles. I got a ton of games and a ton of consoles, and realistically, it's not going to mean anything to me to not play the newest games because they haven't really been able to touch the old games in the first place. So, a lot of people might be going, well, aren't you jumping the gun a little bit? Listen, what's it matter? Like, Microsoft isn't going to come out with a pro version of their console. Only Sony is. We'll see what happens. I want to be able to play the games in the really good form. Some of the stuff that looks like on the Pro console looks like a very powerful console with the higher frame rates and things like that, with the better ray tracing. And I'm interested to see how their own proprietized stuff works on that. So it should be interesting. But to be fair, I wasn't going to originally be interested in that at all. Basically what had happened was we sort of are in this weird place where Microsoft kind of screwed everybody over, and they won't be honest about what's going on with the platform and things like that. So it's really kind of disheartening to say the least. And then so when you look at kind of how they're doing things like it really is a situation where it's almost like they push people to PlayStation, right? To like Microsoft by putting their games on other platforms really does it. And I don't think that like somebody might come at me and go, you know, Hi-Fi Rush, Grounded, Sea of Thieves, Pentiment, those didn't cause millions of people not to buy an Xbox. That statement in and of itself is 100% true. But the big problem is it's not one game alone or two games alone. It's the perception that's happening with Xbox right now. Like, people think they're the next Sega, and you can't refute that, right? Like, no matter who you are, how can you refute that they could potentially be the next Sega? Like, even if you take Jez Gordon's stuff, which, again, he was sort of riffing and saying, you know, that's where he believes it's going to be, and, you know, he's heard some things, but, you know, he's going to wait and see. Even if you took that with a grain of salt, obviously Microsoft doesn't care about a more traditional experience or whatever, you know. A lot of times, Phil Spencer will try to set people up in such a way to get them ready for things down the road, right? And I think that's exactly what we're kind of seeing here. Do I know for sure what 100% is going to happen? I don't know, because if you look at it, like the whole PC side of things that people were kind of talking about doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because, you know, PC at the end of the day is a different thing than Xbox in the store, and you really kind of kill off your platform by doing that, in my opinion. So, you know, I think we'll have to wait and see on that one. But, you know, one thing I can say is, you know, like when GTA comes out and things like that, I think a lot of people are going to go and really kind of buy into the PlayStation 5 Pro. I mean, to me, it just makes like a lot of sense. It seems like what Microsoft is doing is getting themselves further and further away from things that cost them money, right? Like, here we are very close to the launch of Hellblade 2, and there's been no Hellblade 2 advertising. You know, they're pulling out the disk drive on the supposed Slim, and we'll see what happens there. You know what I mean? Like, where else can they cut money? I think that, you know, but the potentiality of third-party, you know, consoles or whatever is a reality that they could do. Sort of like Steam machines. If they're really just content with putting some half-assed hardware out there, then, you know, it is what it is. You know, it doesn't seem like they're really going all in on anything right now. So, you know, we'll wait and see. But they have successfully kind of sold me on the idea of a PlayStation 5 Pro, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, you know. I don't know. I just think they're going to help sell more PlayStations than they ever did Xboxes. You know, it's crazy that they could end up doing that. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate it. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.